Women say they hate being a single mother, look to kids to help after getting no help from father. A lot of people can speak on this because this is Anton Daniels, and I already have my opinions formulated from things that I've seen and heard online or whatever when it comes to that. And I feel like it's important for a single mother, a woman, to be able to speak on this and put her 2 cents in it. Because on this channel we talk about difficult discussions, tough talks, things that people aren't really talking about, or things that aren't really being said from a truth biblical perspective. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the video. And is this AI? It's like you can't even really be telling nowadays. But anyway, I think it is. But I'm gonna go ahead and play the video.
I do not wish single motherhood on my worst enemy. Like, honestly, if you have someone, anyone, even if you're co-parenting, like, it's better than nothing. Like, true single parenting, I'm tired. I'm so tired. And as she gets older, it has gotten a little easier, but it's still not easy. No, it might be a little harder. I don't know. Harder in different ways, I'm sure. But my one piece of advice, especially if you have older children, is make them help you. Make them help you. Chores, dinner, trash. Yeah, baby, you gonna do something.
So this is a problem, right? Because on the surface, it seems innocent. It seems like, yep, given responsibility, um, they need to be doing something around the house. They need to be helping, and they need to be doing that. But let me tell you where the fine line lies. The fine line lies in the son or the children then becoming son husbands. They become a replacement holder for the thing that you should have been doing and the father should have been doing, and playing a role in the household to ensure that these children and your life is awesome. I cannot tell you how many guys that I've coached, had conversations with, or deep dove into their life based off of conversations that they were having online. And then they tell me, yeah, you know what? My life is kind of on hold because I got to basically be a son husband to my mother. I have to play this role in their life. We let the school systems raise our children. We let babysitters raise our children. We then force them to play a role in the household that they should not have played. They should be enjoying their childhood. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that kids shouldn't have chores or that they shouldn't take care of business or that they shouldn't be taught responsibilities. But there is a way that you do it. And I think that a lot of times women tell them or force them or tell them to help you, and they rob those children of their childhood. You are supposed to allow for them to grow and fail in a controlled environment.
So I hear what he's saying and I hear what she's saying. And like I said, I'm gonna speak on what from the fact that I am a single mother. He is married, has a situation. And I notice a key word that a lot of things that he's saying is you're supposed to. Well, obviously, you're supposed to do this and you're supposed to do that, but that's not how everything works in this corrupt behind world. Unfortunately, a lot of people got led astray. Unfortunately, a lot of people are already in the situation going through that. What do you have to say to that? Because you're not going to come out of pocket. You're not going to come through, create whatever type of organization to go do this, that, and the third. You're just going to talk down on those people that are in those situations. I mean, unless I ain't watched the whole video, so maybe he does recommend certain things. Maybe he does go over X, Y, and Z and what you should do, but I don't really hear that often. Like, the positive thing that I like out of her video is, yes, she's bringing it to the forefront that this is something you should not do. And I thoroughly believe we should be letting each other know that this isn't it. More single moms need to come up and say how they're going through it. Don't go through this. If you're a virgin, even if you're not, keep your legs closed. Wait for the person that's supposed to come to you. Don't just give yourself to everybody. Don't just believe everything everybody says. Yes, of course. That is the positive reinforcement that we need to be pushing out there. But I notice with a lot of these male gurus is like they'll talk about what's supposed to be going on, which is great, but then at the same note, put down the person and then don't really provide no real solutions to the situations. You're just, this is it, right? Like, obviously, yes, you don't want to rob them of their youth, obviously, but there are certain situations where you gotta do what you have to do for the time being, for the moment, just to survive, just to get by. Because at the end of the day, he's not going to take care of your youth. He's not. It's not his responsibility. But it really puts a damper on a lot of things, because I was, for example, in a two-parent household, right? I grew up in currently I'm in a two-parent household, right? And I'm very grateful for that. But there definitely were many moments, many, many, many moments where I had to do chores and I had to do a lot of things that before I could do X, Y, and Z, before I could go here or babysit or whatever the case is. A lot of things that as I guess you could say, was doing things that partially robbed my childhood then, right? If that's the case. And I just wanted to note as well, like, my parents did the best that they could. At least they were there. Okay? At least they were there. And I also want to note how the system does an excellent job of pinning us against one another. Like, it does an excellent job of trying to have you blame your parents, when in reality, we are born into this matrix where everything costs money, even though God created it for free. They spend a lot of their time at work. When they come home, they're tired and their energy exerted on doing repetitive, mundane tasks at time. So it's like, we can't sit here and just think that our parents ain't do nothing. Like, they do what they felt like they had to do in the moment, given the circumstances that they had and what they could do, which was their best. So that's something else to consider. My childhood then, right? If that's the case, kids are supposed to help each other. We're supposed to help each other as a family unit. Okay. I don't know how he feels about going off to college at 18 and this, that, and the third. There's a lot of unorthodox things about the system. Everyone's situation and everyone's upbringing is different at the end of the day. I totally see where he's coming from, but he's coming from a more out of touch space. Okay. I see another YouTube video of his, watched for a couple moments. It just showed up in my feed. He has 40 properties and he has this, that, and the third, and whatever the case is. And sometimes people could get out of touch when they have a certain type of level of success. Like, they completely forget. I don't know how he grew up or anything like that, but they forget that other people are going through different circumstances. It sounds good on paper. It sounds great. Great advice. Excellent. Those are things that definitely you should avoid, so that your youth can have a good situation where they're not constantly trying to be responsible for husband duties or wifely duties. But let's also talk about the fact that a lot of youths nowadays don't really have much talents, or well, no, they definitely have talents. That what I meant to say. A lot of youth nowadays don't have certain skills built up to do certain things. Okay, certain things that we used to know how to do. Like, I was watching YouTube and I saw this. I think he was like 4 or 5. I'll insert the video if I could find it, of him going out to the river, going fishing for the food. Okay, then cooking it, like, literally. Someone was recording him, so he, was clearly being supervised, but he was doing everything. Couldn't find the exact video, but just look at this. Like, this is normal in other countries. Like, they're trying to make the newer generations overly soft. Like, not to say as a woman, this is a little girl, but as a woman, you supposed to be doing X, Y, and Z. But it's like, these are skills our ancestors used to do, and they're doing wifely duties and they're so young, or they're doing husband duties and they're so young. No, look at them. They enjoying a meal together and they chilling. And not only that, they can learn, like, if she not feeling well or whatever the case is, and they look like they're enjoying themselves. These generations nowadays don't know how to do those simple things. Same thing with men. There are a lot of men nowadays, modern day men, that don't know how to change a light bulb. Like, they don't know how to do certain things that their fathers were able to do. And now they're just in this high value man state, and where they're not doing the manly things that their ancestors used to do. Our ancestors, we come from Israel. Like, they used to, I mean, the wars, they were destroying stuff. Yes, it was because the Most High was on their side. But whenever another nation would hear that Israel is coming through, they'd be shaking in their boots. You ain't call them Israel for no reason. Okay. They knew when Israel coming through, it's real. It's gonna get real. So these men aren't the same. And I'm not trying to come at men. If it's not you, it's not you. But the same, you could say the same for women. A lot of women aren't, doing certain things anymore. A lot of women knew how to knit clothes from scratch. A lot of women knew how to do these things, but they no longer know how to do that. They know how to put on a nail set and some lashes. I mean, and I'm not saying to not, beautify yourself or anything like that, but there's definitely certain things that women don't no longer know how to do. And I think it's because of this super soft generations that are being built up, where you coddle them, and oh, you don't want to rob them. Of course you don't want to rob them of their childhood, but in the same breath, you also, wouldn't it be great to teach them how to fish? Wouldn't it be great if they knew how to make their own dinner and knew how to do those things and make it fun for them? Wouldn't it be great if they knew other languages? Wouldn't it be great if they knew, if there's ever a situation, how to build their own crib? Men used to know how to be carpenters and build and electrical and all these different things that are being lost today because of the high value man who wears and looks good. The Kevin Samuels guy who goes around and talks all day and doesn't actually live the lifestyle that he's preaching, to the advice that he's giving to men, and doing the contrary, and wearing designer this, and being soft and laid back that. And it's crazy, all the things that's going on now in Babylon. If this was a nation filled with the men of valor and honor, who will see something that's wrong and go for it, it will be a totally different story. But it's not going to be like that, because there's a lot of people that are way too smart for their own good. And of course, Babylon has been attacking our men, defeminizing our men. Look at the Hollywood, look at the fast food, the chemical list that they put in there. In Pizza Hut, for example, they have a chemical in Pizza Hut where it shrinks testicles. Why would you want something in a pizza that shrinks testicles? It's all an attack, and it always has been. But let me know if I sound crazy, whatever the case is. But even if you think I do, I'm just telling you how it is and the truth from the Most High, the God that is within me. Like, because a lot of these men they're on these podcasts now, and it's great. Nobody's saying it's wrong to have to speak wisdom and whatnot. I'm not saying that. All right, I'm on the mic right now as we speak. That's not what I'm saying, but it's just interesting that, all this content is geared to putting down single moms, putting down stepdads, putting down these people, putting down, but they ignore their own faults. They act like they know and are in everybody's scenarios. There are single mothers who are widows. Their husband passed away. So what? You gonna tell them, you can't do. You're robbing them of this. A person that's already guilty feels terrible, but instead of it, you looking at it as robbing, instead of making it a tedious, horrible task, get in, make something good out of it. Make something good out of it. And then, of course, and honestly, the way that these kids are constantly in their phones, it will be great for them to learn how to cook. It will be great for them to learn how to work on things in the house safely, supervised, of course. But these kids nowadays are not the same. They don't have, you have them complain. These are the same men that'll complain about the comprehension skills of kids and how this, that, and the third, they're not speaking properly. Even the older of the newer generations are peeping their own faults in communication. Obviously, there are some issues, but what are we going to do to bring a solution, instead of people like Anton Daniels regurgitating content just so that they could make a profit. Make the plans and the steps to get out of that situation. But I don't know about you, a kid knowing how to cook and stuff like that. I mean, that's a great skill to have. Because a lot of these grown adults don't know how to cook. If you do like content like this, consider sticking around and subscribing, so you could get more content like this in the future. I have a book out, Melanated and Expecting. If you are expecting or you already have kids, it don't really matter. If you have a family unit and you trying to like get information that they don't really talk about online, things that I've learned, I've went through, then you could go ahead and check the link out in the description or the pinned comment. Just going over the things, if I had known or if I had listened to when the Most High let me know, I wouldn't be dealing with certain consequences. But He truly blessed and protect us, because it could have been worse. And He definitely put His grace on us. So just praise Him, seek Him, create a relationship with Him, pick up His word. His word is in Bible, King James Version. Of course, there are more books, but that is an excellent start to getting your mind blown. Okay. With all that being said, stay sober minded on these spiritual streets. Peace.